Yeah, blessings on blessings, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Blessings on
as we're trying to
blessings,
help people,
yeah.
right? As we're trying to help people out here in this truth in this walk, I thought that everything that I needed was, if I just have this information, if I have that information, I try my best to try to think about the things what people would call a flow chart. A flow chart is like this person's going to say this, and when they say this, I'm going to respond with this. And for either one of those things, I'm going to say this or say that, and and it's just a whole hierarchy chart of if and true, false, or whatever. I'm pretty sure y'all seen those graphs and those charts before. And I thought that if I was able to master these things, that I would be able to give people the answer. And if I just give them the answer, knock out all these little hiccups or speed bumps that they may have, then I win. They will believe now that all their answers, all their questions and answers are solved and whatever. What else is stopping them from coming to the Most High Yah, from walking in the ways of Yahusha? But that didn't work. That didn't work, Mishmakah. I've talked to people till I was blue in the face. I've talked to people till my throat got sore. I've talked to people till they fell asleep. Their eyes came. I gave people so much information. I was like, it's impossible. The Ruach is flowing like 10,000 full light beam. They getting the full beam. They'll know the whole truth. They'll know without a doubt that what I'm telling them is right on, brother, right on. They still won't do anything. And then I get to the point that it's like, what? There is something else going on. Mr. I've came to the realization that people have so strong beliefs. I'm starting to realize that people are starting to become more and more delusional. Delusional. And I started to wonder, like, why are people like, what is going on? Like, what is really going on with people? And then, you know, it finally dawned on me. If you ever need to learn anything, you can go on YouTube, find something on any content page or anything like that, and then you'll be able to change your oil or find out a new recipe. But what I also found that people find all types of different influencers. What people do is that they'll pick up these influences and they'll believe it. I've been trying to figure out why. The answer to it is quite biblical. And that's what I'm going to share with you today, right? Because of the growth of social media, our people or we and ourselves learned to be less social in person. And because we're less social in person, we don't tend to, as you would say, hear difference of opinions because we will find somebody, a celebrity, a movie star, musical artist, basketball players. You have it. You can follow them on what X, you can follow them on Instagram, whoever is your favorite, even if it's just a regular content creator, somebody, Casanat, all the kids love that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, young man, he just stays in his room and just stream all day. He told these young folk, like, hey, I'm going to be out in New York on this block. They had to shut New York down because so many kids just came out just to be there. So many kids came out. They shut New York down, shut it down, all because of one young man that just be streaming in his room. He definitely don't know none of these people like that. He probably know a few, but they love him, you know? And he just said, I'm just going outside. Beyonce. Beyonce is another amazing artist, but everybody know that Beyonce has the Beehive, right? Got her fans, the loyal fans, and that Beehive. If you say anything bad about Beyonce, shoot, that Beehive will be all in your DMs. They will seek to get you canceled quickly, quickly. Everybody know you was that artist. Carrie Hilson didn't even say something terribly bad about Beyonce. She said something slightly about Beyonce, and her career got canceled. She came out with one, maybe two hits, and you didn't hear about her no more. You know what I'm saying? So, because people have a love of people, they tend to believe what these people say is golden. Beyonce is so beautiful, or Meg Thee Stallion, or Cardi B. These people are so influential. But what are they teaching you? They're influencing you to get money. If you love their music, it's just music, but it get to the point that, you know what, you got to dress like them. You want to get the BBLs or booty shots like them. Whatever they say is golden. You want to look like them. You want to dress like them. You want to be them. It's been people that was out here. They love a celebrity so bad that they want to get facial reconstruction so they can look like them. And they not only want to look like them, they want to sound like them. They want to act like them. They want to be them. They want to respond to people the way that they respond. It's not even just them. There are people that's not even artists that are out here that people just be like, you know what? You want to get a man, you need to follow these tips. I do this, I do that, I do this. Treat them like this. You want to get money off of men? Treat them like this. You want to get all these women? Treat them like this. Dress like this. Talk like this. Don't do this, don't do that. And what happens is that you develop a ideology because that's all you're seeing. That's all you're seeing. And what you believe is that what they're telling you is golden. And they'll tell you end up joining a mild, what they call it, a echo chamber. And all you hear is just that. That's all you're looking at on your phone is just what they're saying. Whether it's about politics, we used to know what a man and a woman is. Now it's like, hey, you know what? I want to be a cat today. Like nobody knows what a man or a woman is these days. And even the government changed laws for the 1%. The 1% because they say, call me, I gotta be they and that today. Don't call me he or she or him. What? Now people are more motivated to fight for a cause that isn't even a real cause. With the whole alphabet number, LGBT, whatever it is. If you don't agree with them, it's something wrong with you. And the thing is that where did they get it from? They got it from watching somebody else because their parents might not have nothing to do with it, know nothing about it. So how did they get it? They was watching it from somebody else that was watching from somebody else. They was feeling some kind of way and they was searching for somebody that's like them. And when they find more, birds of a feather, right? They find more people that's like them and they find this cause, then they get that spirit on them and they become delusional. A person that doesn't know the difference between male and female that's been around since Adam is delusional. You can't tell them anything. Miss McCall, what I want to talk about is why is it so? Why is that the case these days? I think it's a biblical issue. Why is it when I go outside, there is a stigma of black men and Hebrew women can't talk to each other, can't trust each other, but we can trust somebody outside of our culture? Why is there a lack of love for one another? Why, when you try to present something to somebody, they get triggered? Mishpachah, that's what I'm going to talk about today. And this message is called Strong Delusion. And let's get into this. The agenda today, first section is going to be about strong delusion, of course. Next is going to be don't be deceived. And the following portion of this is the basor or the good news. All right. So even if you are a person that's not even a believer, this is for you. You'll get something out of this. Because I promise you, it's a biblical issue. The Father has a hand in this, right? So first thing, before we even get started, like, what is a delusion? Here it says a delusion is a noun, and it means a deluding or being deluded, a false belief or opinion. A delusion implies belief in something that is contrary to the fact or reality resulting from deception. All right. A delusion is a unshakable belief in something that is untrue. Now, there is delusion and there's also delusional disorder. The delusional disorder is a extreme case. I'm not talking about medical delusional disorder. I'm talking about delusional people on a minor level. Now, these delusions can lead to mental illness. But how does one become delusional, which is a noun? Well, it's the act of something being deluded, to delude. So it's as if you delude yourself, you let yourself believe that something is true even though it is not true. To delude someone into thinking something means to make them believe what is not true. So you could delude yourself. You can talk to yourself and tell yourself something that is false. They're hating on me. They hating on me. Like all these rappers come out here today, like, man, I got all these haters. We don't even know who you are. We don't know who you are. How are we hating on you? We don't even know who you are. Somebody's got to be hating on them. Or people lie to themselves like, this person is only acting this way because they really likes me. No, that person, they'll never say that. People put things in their own mind. Being deluded is something that's false. It comes from deception, the act of being deceived. Why? They're being misled by false appearance or statement to delude, to be unfaithful. You see, Mishpachah, we have to be careful because we become delusional. We're believing something that isn't true. Now, this leads us to something, right? This is a growing issue. Is it just based off today? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. To back that up, Paul says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 9 through 10, even him whose coming is after the working of Hasatan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of truth. So deceivableness is linked to unrighteousness. Deceivableness is linked to unrighteousness. You see, people are seeking, people may generally want healing. They want healing, but they seek lying signs. And because of this, they are not saved. Continuing in second Thessalonians verses 11 right through 12, it says, and for this cause Elohim shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe in a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Now Elohim noticed this issue, right? Elohim noticed this issue, and he's like, I got the truth out here in this world, but they don't want the truth. I'm going to send a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. So Abba's like, you know what? If y'all don't want the truth, I'm going to increase the intensity or the capability of someone to be delusional. I'm going to increase that. He wants you to believe a lie. If you don't want the truth, he needs to know who's on his side. That they all might be damned who believeth not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. They have pleasure in unrighteousness. They don't want the truth. They say they want to be healed. They're going to these places, but they don't really want the truth. But this is Paul saying this, right? Because we know that this is Paul, right? This is Paul, right? Did Abba Yah actually say this though? Is this an opportunity? Because people be like, man, you trying to tell me that Yah, God, Yahweh, he wouldn't tell us to do this? That's not right. Let's do let's do 1 Kings 22. And we're going to do 22 through 23, right? And here it says, and Yah said unto him, wherewith, and he said, I will go forth and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all the prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. Now, therefore, behold, Yah have put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these they prophets, and Yah have spoken evil concerning thee. Now, we all know that majority of the things that Paul says come from scripture. And here we go right here. So it means Paul ain't tripping. Paul ain't tripping. Paul is speaking right because Abba is continually to test your heart. Paul gets his stuff straight from the scripts. Because you won't listen and hearken, he's going to send a lion. You want to lie so bad? You want to believe a lie so bad? He's going to send a lying spirit for you because you don't want the truth. People, we gotta be careful out here, Mishpachah, because there's a lot of deception. And I don't honestly believe that people really truly want to be deceived, do they? I think people are really, I think that you all really want to have their problems solved. Maybe people are lonely. Maybe they're just seeking help. They're just trying to find and make a way. But the problem, Mishpachah, is that we're seeking our own way. We're seeking things that feel good. But we was warned. We was warned to not be deceived. Mishpachah, we must be vigilant that we do not fall for these lies. Instead, we must seek the truth. That way we don't pick up lost causes adopting false ideologies. If you really want to fix a problem, you need to test all things and hold fast to what is true. Let's take a look at Jeremiah 9, 3 through 5. We're not really done with the false teaching because, you know, we're seeking because these people, whoever's watching this, you could be on the YouTube and you might be really trying to find answers to your problems and your issues and you see people like, you know what, they're successful in this thing. She's happy. She's smiling. She got money. I want the attention that she has. Brothers, I want the attention that he has. He dresses sharp. He has money. People listen to him. Called covetousness. It's called covetousness. We covet. We desire. We lust. I did a message on this a couple weeks ago. You should watch it if you haven't. I showed you how sin kills us through our lust, wanting something and desiring something to the point that we would take anything that somebody says as gold. But Jeremiah 9, 3 through 5 says a little something on this. It says, and they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth, for they proceed from evil to evil. They know not me, says Yah. Yah says they don't know me. They seeking evil for evil constantly. There's only one person that has the truth. He like, I want to help him. I want to help him. Verse 4 continues, says, take ye heed everyone of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant. Every neighbor will walk with slanders, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor, and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongues to speak lies, and weary themselves to commit iniquity. Right here, we're seeing that there's people that's out here willing to lie and slander even to their own neighbor. Their own neighbor. They will deceive you. They want you to believe what they believe. They will, and that's the problem with this world is that I remember back in the 90s, I'm pretty sure y'all all watched like Delirious and Martin and Jamie Foxx, and Living Color and all that stuff. Homie Don't Play That and Shanae with Martin and all that stuff. And back then, people would joke about gayness and this is that and the third, but they understand like, that was just a way of life for them. That was that individual person's way of life. And back then it was like, that's what they do. That's their thing. We don't agree, but it's not being pushed on us. Now it is. They're pushing it on us as if something is wrong with us. They're actively deceiving us, not only us, but our kids. They're pushing what they feel. And because they haven't seek the truth in themselves, they don't know the truth in themselves. They don't want to fix their problems. They want to spread it onto you. Like I tell people all the time, like you got to watch out because people will live in their own head. They have their own fairy tale world. Some of y'all sisters know what I'm talking about because y'all got it too. Y'all got it too. Y'all got your own dreamland in your head, And sometimes, you got to pop it. You be there like everything is good the way I got everything. And then sometimes you got to just step right out of there. Men, most men, we can't live in that world. We can't live in that world. The issue is that people will live in their head and believe and don't pop that bubble. You can wish or hope or be in a dreamland or be in your own little delusion, but you can pop that bubble. Sometimes we got to pop that bubble. But people that don't pop it, it's something wrong with you if you don't acknowledge their bubble, if you don't acknowledge their delusion. It's something wrong with you if you don't believe them, support their lies. No, nobody got time for that. What about me? What about me and my family? I can't be walking out here telling lies. I like to tell them, I like to raise my kids once I have them. I'm trying to be like, Net and Nell. I'm trying to have me a little Mikael too that know all the commandments. Raise them kids to be right. I can't be out here lying and then teaching the kid like, you got to understand them, but that Abba says that's that. Nah, ain't nobody got time for that. Nah, no. There's only one truth. It's not even your truth. And you don't own truth. Truth don't need you to hold it up. Truth is, period. Now, continuing Jeremiah 9, 6 through 7, says, thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. Through deceit, they refuse to know me, saith Yah. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, behold, I will melt them. I will melt them and try them, for how shall I do for the daughters of my people? He's testing you with the trial of fire. He wants to know your heart. Are you going to burn up? Are you going to be like silver and gold? Be refined and shaped to be what you're supposed to be. He's testing you. Jeremiah 29:8 says, For thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you, neither hearken to your dreams, which ye caused to be dreamed. You caused them to be dreamed. Don't hearken to your own dreams. It's a dream. You living in your own delusion. You know it's a dream. Get out of there. What is wrong with you? But you got to watch out for these false prophets and these diviners. You might be watching this video, but like, well, I ain't no prophet. I mean, who's a prophet? I don't really be believing in prophets and stuff like that. I don't be in that realm. I'm gonna show you today. I'm gonna show you today who your prophet is. And some of y'all be diviners yourself, low-key witches and sorcerers and stuff like that. Over there with your little magic stones, and you wearing symbols and stuff that you don't even know. You think it just look cool. Yeah, all right. It looks cool. It's just a different pattern. All right. So here's the just, right? Here's the just. We talked about all the deception of your people, right? But there's somebody that's special that's in this world because we're all looking for a great, amazing influencer, right? We was warned by a king, a very, very wise man. I don't know if you know who this person is. You know, some of y'all do know, but not all of y'all know. Says in Matthew 24:4-5. This is Yahushua Hamashiach, the Messiah, the King, the anointed one, you know, that asked alabaster oil, the one that was kissed on the cheek. A very wise man said, right? Take heed that no man deceive you, because the disciples was asking him, you know, please tell us about the end time. Tell us about the times of the end. The first thing that he tells them, take heed that no man deceives you. Take heed that no man deceives you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many. There's many deceivers out here. You got to watch out with these delusions. You know what came to mind? How many of y'all on a nice hot summer's day, nice little summertime, it's midday, that beautiful, amazing sun that Abba created is right there in the top just beaming on us. You know, you was kids, you was outside all day playing basketball, riding your bikes, grass is feeling good, you getting all dirty. And you know what? You just parched, man. You just thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Your throat all quenched up. You ran all the way home from the basketball court. You know, y'all was winning. You just like, man, I gotta get home. I'm thirsty real quick. I'm gonna be right back. And you go in there and you get you that nice big picture of what grandma made or what your mom made. You know, that yeah, y'all know about that good old sweet iced tea with the lemon. You know, I'm not talking about just pure plain Lipton. I'm talking about the Lipton with the lemon. You know what I'm saying? For that twist. Some of y'all just be like, you know, y'all just be on the Kool-Aid. Before Kool-Aid, I'm talking about old school. You know what I'm saying? That sun tea. That's right. And when you pour yourself that glass, you know, sometimes you just be like, you know what? It's nothing better than this. And then have you ever had your folks come around the corner while you in mid enjoyment, just knocking it back like, folks come around the corner and be like, how much water you drank today? How much water you drank today? You'd be like, uh, did you drink any water today? Yeah, I mean, I drink water. I mean, this tea got water in it. This tea got water in it. Think you smart, right? You think you're like, man, I'm logical, man. You make tea with the bag and you put the sugar, you put the lemon in there. You know, you gotta squeeze it a little bit. You gotta get, to get the pulp in there, a little bit of the season. You gotta do it right now. And then you pour like a whole half a bag of sugar in there. Now, we know today, like you see, just because something was made from water, everything, that water could be pure, but everything that you put into it dilutes it, changes its flavor, its texture. It's not pure, clear white anymore. It's brown. Your body, when you drink it, your body doesn't even process it the same. When it hits your gut and your stomach, it ain't gonna be like, uh, take the water out, separate it from the sugar and all this other good stuff. No, that is tea now. That good sweet tea, that good lemon tea. That's not water. It's diluted. It tastes amazing, but it's diluted. Yeah, them Huggies. Don't get me started on a Hawaiian punch. You would drink that and still be thirsty. At the very least, the sweet tea cool you down or something. Hawaiian punch make you even more thirsty. Like it's ridiculous. Like you'll drink that. That's why they make the jug so big. They make the jug so big because it ain't gonna quench your thirst. It's just it's a delusion. That's what it is. You'd be like, this it tastes amazing. It's got to do something. No, it won't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Not at all. They put it there to deceive you. It's there to deceive you. That's what it's there for. So, Mishpachah, you got to be careful. Don't believe what everybody is telling you. But we was warned to not be deceived, Mishpachah. We was warned to not be deceived. I used to think like when Yahushua was saying, for people saying that I am the Messiah, but what is a Messiah? What is a Messiah? I'm going to show you, I want you to think about this, right? There are there are messiahs today. You're practicing idolatry today. For those of you who are not believers or just thinking about, what does this have to do with anything, right? I know I haven't seen anyone come in the cloud because we scholars, right? We looking. I know nobody came in a cloud or anything, nor have I found anyone calling themselves JC, not in my day. So I can't possibly be deceived, right? What does this verse got to do with me? But what if I told you it's not about actually seeing Yahusha literally, but the function of the Messiah? He is our deliverer, the answer to our questions, the solver of our problems, our guide, our influencer, our mentor, our role model, etc. The one that is the bringer of the good news, or the one who is the good news. If we know what Yahusha is, and we're going on YouTube and we're looking for these things, these people become your messiahs. These become your deliverers. You see, you're looking for good news. But Mishpachah, I gotta tell you, there's only one that got the good news. There's only one. You go on YouTube and you're looking for someone to help you with your problems. You're looking for a deliverer. You're looking for an answer to your questions. You're looking for a leader. You're looking for someone to influence you. You're looking for a God. You're looking for a protector. You see, Mishpachah, Abba Yah knew about this from the very beginning. He had all these things in place. The problem is exactly what he said. You seek not the truth. The good news has already been here. But what is the good news, right? What is the good news? Let's do John 8:31-32, right? It says, Then said Yahusha to those Jews which believeth on me, if you continue in my words, are ye my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. If you feel shackled and you walk in his ways, you shall be free from whatever bondage that you're in. John 14:6, Yahushua saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. If you need a guide, here's your guide. You don't see deception by his name. You don't see deception in his word. He is the truth. He is trustworthy. John 1:4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Mishpachah, I gotta tell you about this good news. There's no deception here. I gotta tell y'all about this good news, right? I got to. Because that's what people are looking for on YouTube. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for an influencer, someone to motivate them, somebody to show them the right way, the right path. But how do you know if what they're telling you is the truth? You got to seek the truth, Mishpachah. But I'm going to tell you something that's true. Romans 10:14-15 says, How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? How are the people going to know, Mishpachah? How are they going to know? Use my high-pitched voice. How are they going to know? How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings. You see, Mishpachah, That's why y'all need to like, share, and subscribe to Goshen Group, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to spread this good news. We're trying to spread this word to the world. We are out here preaching. The people that's on YouTube, they want it. I believe all these people want to do the wrong thing, but as they continue to seek a lie, these people are willing to fight for it, y'all. And some of you that's watching and listening, y'all are delusional, but it's okay. Y'all are willing to fight for, y'all want to fight for what you believe in. There's nothing wrong with that. Just fight on the right side, fight for the right thing, fight for the right thing. But what is the good news? What is the gospel? Because in Romans 10:16, it continues, but they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah, the master who have believed our report. Hold up. So you mean that the good news that the gospel was being preached back? I thought the gospel was only being preached. I thought it was only being preached in Mashiach's time. They saying the good news was being preached back in the day with Isaiah. So hold up. What is the good news then? What is the good news? Let's do Isaiah 52:7, right? He says, how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publish peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publish the salvation, that saith unto Zion, that thy Elohim reigneth. You see, that word gospel comes from, what is it in Greek? Basora. Basora. That basora comes from this Hebrew word right here, basar. Basar. It means good news, good tidings. Tidings means information. What are we searching YouTube for? What is it that we're searching YouTube for, y'all? Information. Information to solve our problems. But see, not all information that you get from YouTube is good information. In Isaiah 52:7, it's saying we must publish peace. How great are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that brings good information, that publish salvation. So hold up. That promotes salvation. Let's continue. Let's do 52:9. Break forth into joy, sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem, for Yah have comforted his people. He have redeemed Jerusalem. We're talking about redemption here. Verse 10, Yah have made bare his Kodesh arm in the eyes of all the nations. That outstretched arm, I promise you I have a message coming about that soon. But y'all gonna know about that arm that reaches out to get things done. He says his Kodesh arm in the eyes of all the nations. All ends of the earth shall see the salvation of Yah, of Elohim. So now let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up. What is the good news then? The good news is the redemption of the people, Yah's power being revealed to all the nations. It's two. And all the ends of the earth, Mishpachah, shall witness Yah's salvation. That's the good news. That's his salvation shall be witnessed across the whole world. The redemption of his people, the other nations shall witness his power, and then salvation. That's why they call it the second Exodus, people. That's why they call it the second Exodus. We've seen this before. He did the same thing. For those of you who know, this happened in Egypt. He redeemed his people. He revealed his power to that nation. And everybody that was present there was able to witness the power of Yah's salvation. This is nothing new. That's what the good news is. That is what the good news is. But now there's going to be something bigger. There's a bigger redemption. There's something bigger coming. It's going to be bigger than that. Now there's not just this one nation going to see all. Let's look at just a couple examples. I just want to show you how our people are today. You see, our people are looking for their problems to be solved, their issues, whether it be mentally, physically, socially, financially. They look into many of physicians or try many products, medicines, in order to solve their issues, but find no relief. It reminds me of somebody, Mark 5:25. We'll do 25, 26 right here. It says a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years and had suffered many things of many physicians and had spent all that she had and was nothing better, but rather grew worse. She was seeking salvation, the salvation or the solver of her problem with all these different physicians. She had an issue for 12 years. And I believe that this sister is a believer. You know what I also think? I think that if this sister would have got her problem solved by any of those physicians, she still probably would have praised Yah. She probably would have praised Yah for that physician. But the thing is that people are going and choosing the wrong thing. That's why her problems didn't get solved. They're the wrong practices. See, people go about things the wrong way, the wrong way. And that's the same thing that's going on YouTube by these influencers. They got their products, try this, try that, put this makeup on, do this to your body, spend this amount of money, all this other stuff. It's not good for you. A lot of women die getting those BBLs. They're willing to die for it. They'll go down there and be in pain and don't even get back on the flight back. When instead you can just exercise, eat right, diet, fast. But people will rather do things that kill them. Continuing Mark 27:28. When she had heard that Mashiach came in, when she heard Yahusha came, she pressed him behind and touched his garment, for she said, "If I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole." You see, she believed. She believed. She touched his garment and she was made whole. Yahusha is our salvation. Y'all knew what we needed. They was crying to Moshe in the 40 years, talking about, I need some water. We need food. How are we going to make it through the wilderness? They had manna. They had the best food ever. They had water come from out of rocks. It's because like the solution to our problems is not in these things. It's deception. So what are you looking for? Yah is a deliverer. If you're afflicted and you're looking for someone to deliver you from your woes or your issues and your problems, let me go ahead and preach the good news to you. Because the Father already did it already. Like I mentioned, Exodus 3, 7, and 8. Yah said this. He says, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Mizraim, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmaster. And I know their sorrows. I am come down to deliver them out of the hands of the Egyptians, because that's what was vexing them. That's what is vexing them. Yoke of iron and all that stuff. So if you hate your job and you hate working for the man and they vexing you, and you just want to go in there and get your check, and go home and spend time with your family. You got to work 2, 3 jobs. You got to work for all these people that hate you. Abba knows your affliction. He want to take you home. Look at what he says. I know your sorrows. He says, I come to bring them up out of that land and unto a good land, enlarge it unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto a place, of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. But we call that land now Israel. Achiel said this in his lesson. If y'all missed that lesson, man, y'all need to know what the Most High wants for his people.
The bet is the house. The Most High Yah just wants some people in his house.
The Most High wanted a house. He wanted a house for his people. He wanted to bring his people to his house. He want to bring you home to your land, so won't have to suffer no more affliction, no more sorrow, no more pain. And it's true because he did it already. He already did it. Who messed it up? We did. If you're tired of being afflicted, don't look on YouTube. Seek Yah. He did it again. Genesis 18:20, he says, and Yah said, because the cries of Sodom and Gomorrah, he says, man, look, I hear these cries now. It's so great. And because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done all together according to the cries of it, which is come unto me. And if not, I will know. He's seeking hearts, y'all. He knows. He hear these cries. He hears them. He hears them. He hears the cries of those that are righteous, not the unrighteous now. But he's want to see if they're justified. He's looking. Look, if you're unhappy, if you're seeking happiness and you're trying to find things on YouTube and you're like, man, I like to go in there and get my little laughs. I like to see people ramp cars off something and, slip on bananas and stuff like that. I ain't right. I ain't right. I ain't the only one. Because some of y'all be sending me videos too, and they be funny, and I be laughing. As long as the people get back up, it's all good. That's what I say. You know what I'm saying? But if you're an unhappy person, and you're sorrowful in your life, man, Psalm 16, 10, 11 says, but thou wilt not leave my soul, and she'll neither wilt thou suffer thine Kodesh one to see corruption. That might be you if you're righteous. If you Kodesh, he won't let the unrighteous see corruption. He says, thou wilt show me the path of life. in thy presence in the fullness of joy at thy right hand, pleasure forevermore. So if you're looking for some joy in your life, you need to be seeking the Most High. You need to be seeking Yahushua. He's gonna look. He's the son that's pleasing in His sight. You need to pick up your cross and follow Him. He's gonna guide you and show you the way. You need to be tuning into that channel. What else we got? If we unhappy, I got one more. Proverbs 21:15. It's joy to the just to do judgment, but destruction to the workers of iniquity. If you work in iniquity, there's no joy for you. There's suffering. Change your life. Get your life right. Get your life right, people. Walk in the ways of Yahushua. Walk in righteousness, y'all. Continue. Are you lonely? Are you lonely? 1 Samuel 12:22. For Yah will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it has pleased Yah to make you his people. You don't got to donate money to someone's super chat to get attention. You don't got to give them $20 or nothing like that to get some notoriety for them to say your name on a channel or on their live stream. Nah. Abba said he's never going to forsake you. It pleased Yah to make you his people. If you are his people, walking in his righteous ways, he just want to do everything he can to please you. You don't have to worry about being lonely. He ain't never going to leave you. If you're seeking love, you need some love everlasting. You seeking YouTube for some love, some attention. You want some people that's going to agree with you or something. Deuteronomy 7:7-8. Yah did not set his love upon you nor choose you because you were more in number than any people. He didn't choose you because you was pretty. He didn't choose you because you had the best clothes. He was no respecter of persons. He didn't choose you because you had all this money. No, he didn't. He didn't choose you because you donated all your money. He didn't choose you because you gave your all to get all the attention. No, he did not. He says, but Yah loved you because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto his fathers. And Yah brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of the bondman of Pharaoh. There you go. He redeemed you because he loved you. He didn't forsake you. He kept his promise because that is what love looks like. Keeping a promise. That promise is love. He'll chastise you too in love too now. He'll chastise you in love too. Mishpachah, like it's I can go on and on and on. He don't love you based off no subscription. He don't need no super chat. He knows about your suffering. He wanted to fix it from the very beginning, but he knows your boss gets on your nerves. He knows how the world is coming against you. He's not worried about whether you're worried about the Republicans or the Democrats. He's not worried about the orange-haired man. You shouldn't be worried about it either. Yahushua said in John 15:9, as the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. But he wants you to continue in that love. So Mishpachah, I got one question. Do you want to be saved? And if you don't know what Mishpachah, it just means family. For those who's watching this video, you seeking these influencers, it's some good people that's out there. I'm not saying that all these influencers and stuff that's on here are evil or mean people. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that you must prove all things and hold fast to which is good. Question why they're doing what they're doing, why they're saying what they're saying. Seek the truth. Don't just be following people blindly. Because some people will just do things just for your money. They'll just echo some things that other people are saying. There's a lot of hateful people out there. There's a lot of people that got information that's just based off hate. And you, just because you like the way they do a layup or something, because they break records or they're like one of the greatest Lakers out there, or they have a semi-perfect beard, that you should follow them. That's the issue that the world had with Kyrie. You saw how they treated him. Kyrie just posted something that somebody shared to him. He's like, man, I am just a human being. And they forced him. They're like, no, you're a role model. He's like, man, I ain't no role model. Raise your own kids. I'm here to play basketball. All you should be following me for is basketball. But you see what the world does, it says no and penalize him. Raise your own kid. That's the problem with the world. They love to blame other people for their problems. No, if you have a problem, fix your own problems. Don't delude yourself. Don't blame other people for your issues. Fix your problems. Be honest with yourself. Because that's what the problem is. The world is going to teach you to lie. The people that you might be hanging with might not tell the truth. They'll just fall further and further in the lie. You know what happens? That's what the world teaches you to be, a narcissist. Being delusional leads to also suffering anxiety. Anxiety is the fear of the unknown. Mishpachah, I don't know fear since I've been in this walk. If you're suffering from fear and you're worried about people and you worried about the next day, you're suffering from the curses from Deuteronomy 28. You're fearful when you lay down and you're fearful when you wake up. That's anxiety. That was prophesied in Deuteronomy 28. Abba has the good news, man, to deliver us from these issues. But you're not going to be delivered if you don't seek him. You see, Mashiach went to the man by the water, and the first thing that he asked was, do you want to be made whole? Do you want to be? People are only going to aspire to where they want to be. And if you want to be lost and you don't want the truth, the Father is on your neck. You're going to fall so far in that delusion because you love a lie. It's just making a division. You want to be healed, you want to be made whole, seek the truth. Prove all things and hold fast to which is good. Seek the truth, and it shall make you free. And Mishpachah, that is the message.
One of the ways that the Most High has blessed me this year is by bringing like-minded individuals into my life that I can pray, read, and fast with. I'm super grateful for all of them. Shout out to FOTW, followers of the way.